and welcome to the Discovering Insurance Show, a show where we discover roles within the insurance industry with dynamic insurance professionals. Today we have with us Yin Yi. He is the Assistant Vice President of Digital Transformation at Great Eastern. Yin Yi has led various pillars of initiatives to improve efficiency and customer service. His professional career has led him to different disciplines such as reinsurance pricing, strategic planning, and many more towards digital transformation. Yeah, all related to the insurance industry. So don't hesitate to leave your questions for Yin Yi down below. Hello Yin Yi, welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's such an honor to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with I'm gonna start us off with a simple one. How are you?
Feel great today.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. How have you been like during the pandemic?
Well, I would say the pandemic changed, the working culture a lot, right?
Yeah.
So many things that previously we can't do, we can't imagine we're doing today, right?
Yes.
So that really tells us that we a lot of things are possible, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
I think in the insurance space, we are also changing quite a fair bit, because of the pandemic.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start us off with a rapid fire round where I will just ask you a series of questions and just answer with the first thing. Okay.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm.
Also, in the audience, please join us if you have any questions or comments. Okay, for Yin Yi, I'm sure he's dying to answer your questions. Okay, so first question: what's your favorite part of your current job?
The most favorite part of my job is to solve problems. I think in the digital transformation journey, we have a lot of like new vision, new solutions that we want to bring to our customers, to our agents, right? So, however, in the insurance space, there's also a lot of legacy systems and a lot of business operations process. But I think when we want to go towards the digital vision, right? So a lot of things has to change and a lot of problem has to be solved. Yeah. So I think it's really about one by one you solve it and eventually you get there.
Yeah, and I think there will always be a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you believe is the biggest strength of your company right now?
Honestly, it's our agency force. I think today insurance is still pretty much very human or people driven. So customers actually want that sort of like human touch. So that's why we still need our agents to actually be relevant to them and provide the professionalism to them and the customer service as well, so that first they can feel like to have the confidence in insurance, and also all their problems get sorted out by the agents. So I think that's our greatest strength,
Yeah,
in
I
Great
think
Eastern.
to feel like you're in good hands, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we have the strongest fleet in Malaysia, and I think what is important for us now is how we can better support them with digital tools and to uplift their professionalism, their productivity, and their efficiency, definitely.
That's very good.
Yeah.
This is a fun question. What are you reading or listening to right now? Like, are you reading anything? And it could be anything. Like, it doesn't have to always be professional.
I think the social media also changes quite a lot of my habit.
Yeah.
I think now I like to so-called read video logs, like
Essays, video essays.
Yeah, correct. But a lot of it is while I scroll Facebook, I think the algorithm will feed you more of the things that you like. So I like science. So, the more I get to know about, those videos, and then it just gives me more of
Yeah.
that. So, and I really enjoy it, So I think throughout the MCO, my math, my physics all improve a lot because of all these, social media videos.
Already after high school and college and everything, and still
Oh yeah,
maths and physics.
correct.
Everyone else is running away from maths and physics, and you are
that is still my passion.
give me more. That's really good. That's really good. Okay. What are some of the best advice you ever gotten?
From my boss or
Anybody, like just advice in general.
Oh,
I think that helped you with your journey.
okay. That's an interesting one. I think that first thing that came to my mind is what my previous boss told me when in 2011 I first joined Great Eastern, right? Actually, a year after I wanted to leave already. So my boss actually ajak me for lunch, and start to ask me, hey, what happened? I think you are a strong performer, right? And I said, another company actually offered me a better pay. It's like a 30-40% increment, you see.
Wow.
Then my boss actually told me one thing that I hold dear in my heart even until today. It's already 10 years ago. So he said that if you are really good, you just need a platform for you to shine. Great Eastern is a very big platform, and what makes you think that you don't have that opportunity to shine here? So if you say it, I will give you that platform. So wow, because of that, I stay, and actually that also gets me where I am today.
That's really good. I think it speaks like to Great Eastern's work culture, so that they are helping their employees grow in the company.
Yep,
And that's another thing that I think a lot of youngsters look for, to be able to grow with the company.
Yep.
So that speaks volumes. Yeah. Okay, another fun question, and this is like really, really fun. Okay, you can have a dinner party with any 4 people in the world. Who would they be? Like, who would you invite?
You caught me.
All your scientist friends.
Okay.
So anybody, it could be like your ex-boss.
Anyone in the world. Okay, I think definitely that ex-boss that inspires me a lot. I will still I enjoy every moment I had with him. Like now he's in Singapore, but any possibility I will still go and have chit chat with him. And I think the remaining 3 space I'll definitely keep it for my family. Although I during the MCO I meet up with them every day, but I think they're still a very important part of it.
That's nice. Okay, so who has inspired you in your career journey? I can guess that it was your ex-boss.
I think I have many bosses
Okay.
throughout my 10 years in Great Eastern, and each boss actually adds up, to what I am, who I am today. So I think they are equally inspiring.
Anybody else other than your boss, like maybe like who inspired you to start like this career path?
Yeah, she's also a very inspiring person, and a person whom I really would respect a lot. Actually, last time I was a lecturer in Utah, so I taught actuarial science, and how she knew me was she was invited to Utah as a guest speaker, and I was the organizing chair for that event. So she felt like, oh, not bad, this event. So she just approached me and said, hey, would you like to come to Great Eastern?
Wow.
And the one of the key reason back then was because she needs to organize some events.
Oh.
And she took me in to organize events. So I started organizing event in Great Eastern. Yeah, so I mean it's a very exciting journey. I started with event organizing, and I moved on to strategic planning. Then I moved to sales, in agency recruitment. Then I work in risk management. Now here I am in digital transformation. Yes, that actually prove what my first
Your
boss.
boss said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. If you could go back in time and speak to your 20-year-old self, what is the one piece of advice you would give yourself?
Um, I would say um, be brave, be bold, uh, pursue what you really believe in. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are actually taking that advice these days. So
Yeah.
I've been notified that we have a question from the audience. Our
Oh,
first question.
great.
Okay. So this is from Amirul. Hi Lim. How would you describe your work on a day-to-day basis?
Okay. Hi, Amirul. um, I think day to day, right? Honest answer is meetings after meetings. So
Zoom meetings?
yeah, Teams meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Great Eastern we use. Yeah, so I think that is the very generic answer. But I think within the meeting is the interaction with various stakeholders, and like digital transformation. It's always about something new, something quite visionary a few years down the road. So you have that very clear picture that you want to reach there, but there are still many existing processes and systems which are there for a reason, and you got to respect that, right? But you have a vision that you want to move towards too.
Yeah.
So you really got to understand why things are there, and also try to find a way so that people can accept why that vision is relevant to them, why it's for the better good for the customers and for the company. So and slowly find the solution and change people's mindset. So I think that forms quite a big part of my work. Yeah.
I think that's also the hardest thing about your work, because you are changing the norm, right? You're changing a natural order, so to speak. But then the end result is to make things better.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so thank you, Amirul, for that question. That was a really good question.
Hope I answer your question.
I think you definitely did. That was a great answer too. It's a great question. It was a great answer. Okay, so moving on to like my questions, because I think but we still would love to hear from you guys. So send in more questions if you have. What personality traits or strengths do you think would best fit digital transformation?
I think for a good personality for digital transformation is most importantly, I think it's perseverance. In fact, because it's not an easy journey. And it's a long journey. It's not like 3 months. Or you deliver a module and then people clap for you and then that's it. No, it's a very long journey. It's at least 2-3 years, and you got to believe in it, and there will be a lot of challenges and ups and downs, and you just got to bite the bullet and continue the journey. And I think with perseverance only you can start to see betterment, because I think the improvement is quite incremental day by day. So I think that is also a lot of people thought that digital transformation could be like, you come in, you whack it hard, and after 4 months you see total change in the company. Unfortunately, most of the time things are not like that.
Yeah. I think like I have a follow-up question there. Like for like someone who is like an entry level, like who wants to come into digital transformation, like what advice would you give them to like build their perseverance?
I think I do have a few junior staff with me. So I think what I always told them is that you need to be humble and really try to absorb everything like a sponge. So because sometimes when you are junior, right, and you join the team, and a lot of people, I think today they like I want to involve in decision making, that sort of role, right? But then you got to prove yourself. You got to show that you are capable. So I guess that is also part of that perseverance, because you thought that you are not doing the important work, but actually it is also an important work which is part of the team, right?
Yeah.
So if you can endure and and start to gain the confidence of all the stakeholders, you definitely get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so last question for the rapid fire. We
Okay.
still have like a second segment. How do you keep a healthy work-life balance?
I think after the MCO, I think things definitely gets better, because you wake up, you have your breakfast, and you straight away you can dial in already.
Yeah.
You don't need to, you can skip the traffic jam basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
So
Like,
so I personally think work-life balance is really about how do you enjoy your work, you see, because to me, even after work, I talk to my family about my work, right?
yeah.
So they enjoy hearing from me too, and I enjoy sharing with them. So I guess it's kind of blended. Yeah.
I think like family life, like to have like work life and family life separate, but still can somewhat intertwine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because it's like two important aspects of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is amazing so far. Like I'm learning so much. Okay, let's move on to the second round, which is like more long form questions. Like you can just take your time, be as in depth as you like with the questions. So first is, what drew you to insurance, the insurance industry?
I think it's mm, I was an actuarial grad. So I guess the moment I started taking up this degree,
Insurance was
yeah,
definitely
I'm
in the
already
future.
related
Yeah.
to insurance, because I think pretty much actuarial is related to insurance. But although today I think actuarial science degree has a lot of branches, investments, pensions, but I think insurance is still like holding a very dear place in many of the actuaries. So I think it's like destined to go to insurance. But for me, is that I love teaching. So I went to Utah as a lecturer. But then because of the opportunity I shared just now, somehow I joined Great Eastern, and it was then a 10 amazing years.
Yeah.
So time flies so fast. So I think it didn't really like drew me in, but it was,
Opportunities presented.
yeah, it was just you get to know it, and then it was like a blessing actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I can see that.
Yeah.
When you started your degree in actual science, did you know like, oh, at the end you wanted to be a teacher, or like at the start were you like, okay, maybe I'll go into the industry, but then how do you like fall in love with teaching?
Oh, I mean,
Like, is it straight?
my parents were teachers. My siblings were teachers.
A
So
teaching family.
yeah, it's like a
I think
teaching
teachers are very
family.
important.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. We
So
should give a lot of respect to teachers.
so I mean, it is in my DNA.
Okay.
I think even today when I'm in corporate, I still love knowledge sharing. Yeah. So I always grab my staff, like brainstorm, challenge them. I like criticism. So we criticize each other. I tell my staff, I don't like people who just say yes to everything. You don't take my instruction, just buta buta like that, right? So you got to challenge it, and we need to exchange thoughts so that we can improve together. So I guess that is part of teaching already. Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So I know that Great Eastern has helped you a lot, like motivated you to continue your career in insurance, right?
Yeah.
But how have you invested in yourself in terms of like training and development?
I think for today's context, right? We have to self-learn a lot of things. The resources are out there, So you got to go out and look for resources and read up. So for me, I gain a lot of my knowledge from reading, like articles, blogs, anywhere like Medium, right? So there are so many resources out there today. It was a bit different from like 10, 20 years ago, where knowledge comes from a very structured program. So I think today, we still, Great Eastern provided us a lot of like leadership trainings and program, but I guess that is I would say part of it, but a bigger chunk of it is the real day-to-day learning that you have to be self-motivated.
Yeah. I think like what you're saying, like keeping up to date just with like the current affairs, right?
You can't wait for the training course.
Yeah. That's nice. Okay. So what changes or innovations are you most interested about in the insurance industry?
I think changes and innovation. I think because I'm in digital space, right? So I think the digitalization is still what motivates me the most. Because for me, a few years back when I was in the sales team, right? Um, I can feel the pain of my agents, my distributors, like how they do their day-to-day work, how they manage their customers. A lot of things are still pretty manual, right? So when they are painful, my customers are painful equally, right? So that's why we are very motivated to change this, so that they can do their things so efficiently, right? And they can spend more time, and in fact, what is most valuable is the time they spend with the customers, not the time they fill in the forms and do all the manual things, right? So I think that is one of the key thing and most exciting things that is happening right now in the insurance space.
Okay. Well, that is all our questions.
Oh,
I have had a great time speaking to
thank you.
and learning all about this
Thanks, Cassandra.
exciting job.
Me too.
Do you have any last question, words of advice or anything for our audience? Like just anything you want to say to our audience?
I think insurance is a very meaningful product. Insurance is a very meaningful product, and it's human oriented, is people driven, and it's so meaningful that it helps families that face all these unfortunate events. But at the same time, insurance industry is also very complex and still have a lot of problems and issues. So I really encourage everyone out there to if you have what it takes, come in, and together we create value to the society. We solve the problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Well, that is all for this. Next week we have Sahara Mohammed, Head of Change Management at Allianz. So tune in next week to hear all about that. I had such a great time. I thank you all to all who tuned in. Thank you to all who sent in your questions. Thank you, Yini, once again for being here.
Thanks, Cassandra.
It was such a pleasure. That's all. Goodbye. Take care.